What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I really appreciate you tuning in today. I know it's a holiday for a lot of people, and you're enjoying grill outs and things of that nature, and I really appreciate that and support it. But there are a lot of people out there still grinding: retail workers, truck drivers, people in law enforcement, people in the armed forces. Today's a regular work day for a lot of people, and so it's a regular work day for me. And look, if I didn't work today, I would have missed the fact that Taylor Lorenz got even older today. That's right, Taylor Lorenz, now 96 human years old. And up to her old tricks. Washington Post piece by Taylor Lorenz blames Libs of TikTok for people calling in to hospitals. Of course, with zero evidence, as we'll talk about, her deluge, her verbal spew of absolutely unfounded lies over the past few days, and a hilariously out of touch TikTok video she made after a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Bond Charge. My favorite blue light glasses company, Blue Blocks, has rebranded. This is an exciting time for them. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bond Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern day world. And my favorite product from Bond Charge is easily their Remedy 100% blackout sleep masks. I use it when I travel, when I'm at home. I have two actually for that purpose alone. Bond Charge will ship worldwide in rapid time. Blackout sleep masks are designed in Australia, and they also have other amazing products such as low blue light bulbs, red light therapy devices, EMF protection devices, and blue light glasses, all backed by science. Go to bondcharge.com and use promo code THEQUARTERING to save 20% off right now. Washington Post piece by Taylor Lorenz. Octogenarian Taylor Lorenz blames Libs of TikTok. Lorenz claimed that people were calling in and saying mean things to a hospital with no evidence whatsoever. Washington Post tech columnist Taylor Lorenz is again taking aim at Libs of TikTok, this time placing blame on the account over ever-growing mean words against hospitals. You know, hospitals that are taking in young ones and with delusional parents and letting them, chop parts of their bodies off. Those hospitals, that's the hill she's dying on. Okay. Children's hospitals across the United States are facing growing threats driven by an online anti-LGBTQ campaign going after facilities providing care to trans kids and teens, Lorenz said. Alongside Elizabeth Dowskin and Peter Jamison, thanks, Sydney, now I say that, Jamison, Twitter has left up the account inspiring the attacks, despite employees voicing concerns in internal Slack channels that it's only a matter of time before some of these posts lead to something terrible happening. The Post piece then went on to a lengthy criticism of the account, describing Libs of TikTok as an anti-LGBTQ page that is basically accused teachers of being gross things. Lorenz also previously outed the account holder and directly tied the individual's tweets about 4 hospitals to online harassment and phoned in words to health centers that they experienced. But I don't know that there was actually ever a official tie made in. She just said that they were tied in. Lorenz and her colleagues also claimed that Libs TikTok did not respond to a question about whether it felt responsible for people calling into these places, including a quote from the account holder condemning any acts. Well, I mean, the account is not responsible for it. And by the way, we just had another free speech loss on the internet. I'll be covering later today too. So, I'm saying it's highly unlikely that Libs of TikTok will exist past the midterm elections. The account, not the person. I hope she's saving a bunch of money and being smart with her money and building up alternative platforms, because the media wants this account gone simply for shining a light on, well, in context, leftist insanity. The quote was part of a larger text message conversation between Lorenz and Libs of TikTok. The account holder told her in the text exchange that she was working with Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon, who was offering $20,000 for information leading to the arrest of the individual who called in any kind of insanity. It's never enough, though, is it? So to be clear, this is a Twitter account that posts in context video clips, or usually video clips, of people being lunatics. Somebody who followed that account called in something stupid to a hospital. They then said, we condemn this. We're going to put $20,000 up to see if, to find this person. And they still blame her. And they still blame her account. Why? Because, again, they want the account gone. And as we've seen with most of these cancel culture kind of battles, they don't just want the account gone. They generally want the person off the planet Earth. The article went on to include numerous quotes from hospital employees and healthcare professionals who placed blames on Libs of TikTok. Lorenz, Dwoskin, and Jameson also claimed the account's messaging had already had an effect on people's ability to seek healthcare across the country. Well, look, if you're taking your kids in to chop parts of their body off when they're that young, then I'm glad. Libs of TikTok was allowed back on Twitter on Saturday after serving a 1-week ban for misgendering another user. In a letter found on libsoftiktok.com, the account holder wrote a letter detailing a plan to sue Twitter if they are permanently banned from the platform. Upon news of the account's reinstatement, Lorenz promoted her piece on Twitter again, claiming that Libs of TikTok had instigated these kind of things. Of course, getting ratioed into oblivion. I think I have a live look in at this ratio. She received 3,000 likes for this, so that's a lot for Taylor. And then Libs TikTok replied, "Cry harder," 22,000 likes. I mean, it's only a matter of time. Cry harder replied, "The ratio is incredible." The account later added with a screenshot of Lorenz's tweet. Lorenz previously faced backlash for doxing the Libs of TikTok account, resulting in horrible threats and online harassment to her. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when this bad stuff happens to conservatives. We've seen this with the swatting stuff, right? I mean, you had kind of you have a Republican candidate or Republican government official getting swatted. People laugh about it. I get it a dozen times. Tim Pool gets it a dozen times. Then one person of a protected class gets it, and the entire media spins up their whole machine to try and fix the problem. It's pathetic. If it's bad when it happens to me, it's bad when it happens to anyone else, but the media only cares when they can put trans in the title or LGBTQ plus in the title. That's the sad fact of it. And I'm getting so sick of it. I'm getting so tired of dancing around that fact. I'm getting so tired of pretending that that's not exactly what it is. It's it's privilege. It's privilege. That's what it is. I don't care how else you could chop it up. It just is. I mean, I would have loved if the mainstream media covered, me getting put in handcuffs over some loser sending a text message to local law enforcement, right? They don't care about that. How about Tim Pool, who's had it happen a dozen times? They don't care about that. So how else could I describe it? So then Taylor Lorenz has been on a complete meltdown ever since. And she writes, Libs of TikTok. She's of course likes to use her real name because that's what the media does, because they think it holds some sort of power. So Libs of TikTok has retained James Lawrence of Envisage Law for representation in her possible case against Twitter. The same lawyer/firm that represented Alex Burnson in his lawsuit against Twitter after he was banned for spreading misinformation. You know what this reporter forgot to mention? He won that lawsuit. You can see Libs TikTok, heck yeah, you forgot to mention that Alex was also successful in his lawsuit. And then you have, she goes on to do this TikTok talking about media reporters who look for spicy tweets and make a whole career of it, even though that's exactly what she does. You see Alex Burnson saying, "Cry bully," the perfect word for her. Taylor Lorenz manages to mention me in a tweet without noting that Twitter also settled with me, reversed my ban, and admitted my tweets were not misinformation. She is a uniquely talented reporter. You should probably follow him. Oh yeah, I forgot. Taylor has me blocked, so of course, you know, I've got to use different accounts. You see, a reminder that she did not appear on Tucker. She called in via phone, as she's done before. She's never made an actual public appearance in the media or elsewhere to defend her campaign. But that's what you want, isn't it, Taylor? You want to make sure she has to. You want to make sure everyone sees her face so one of your useful idiots on the street can attack her. I mean, it happened to me, right? I'm at a gaming convention. Some absolute hero comes up behind me at 2 o'clock in the morning because he doesn't like my opinions on the internet. Right? That's what Taylor, I would suspect. I suspect Taylor wouldn't mind it. She also writes, like many other trans people, I was targeted by Kiwi Farms. They showed up at my local courthouse to get my divorce files. They posted Google images of my house. They try to scare trans folks into silence. And you said, you are literally the worst. Are you crying? I mean, you don't really understand that, like, they do that to everybody. Then, of course, she immediately goes to playing the victim. Taylor Lorenz, trending in news. Sorry, trending, didn't dare click, but I wanted to see if you were okay every time I publish a story. Oh, yeah, I'm sure, like, she lives in fear. She was born into a super rich family, lives a life of absolute privilege, doesn't actually have to work. And at 45 to 70 years old, depending on the day, her entire existence is obsessing with young girls on TikTok. I mean, I don't really know any other way to describe it. Her career is a joke. She's a crybaby, a pro deplatforming, perfect example of everything wrong with modern media. And I absolutely love that she continues to get mocked. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.